Hi, Kit Kowalski here. Today I'm going to be talking about puberty blockers, specifically how much they are supposed to cost and how much they do cost. So here I have a screen grab from the TransHub website. Now TransHub is an informational project run by the AIDS Council of New South Wales. They are the peak advocacy body for LGBTIQ issues in Australia. And this website is all about promoting transgender medicine. So here it says that prescribing of puberty blockers doesn't currently sit in primary health care and can cost 5,000 plus per year outside of the hospital system. So firstly, it says it can cost, so that's possibly an inflated figure. And secondly, there's no reference for this. They haven't actually broken down how this cost is arrived at. So I want to now play a clip from 2015 when Green Senator Janet Rice is asking questions in Senate estimates from the Pharmaceutical Benefit Scheme representative. Now note what she says.
Products are for transgender young people who realise they're transgender and they want to be able to delay puberty. And these puberty blockers, if they're privately prescribed at the moment, it's about $5,000 per year, and the transgender young people will typically be on them for a period of 4 years. So it's a very high cost.
Okay, so firstly, she does say that transgender young people will be on those drugs for 4 years. Now, I have just done a video which talks about how the PBS only allows these drugs to be prescribed for a maximum of 6 months for a very limited range of conditions. But also note that even though it is now 2021, this is back in 2015, and she was still using that figure of $5,000 per year. So again, where did we arrive from at that figure? All right, so on the TransHub website again, so this is a list of the puberty blocking drugs that they suggest that young people get access to block puberty. So there's Goserelin, Luprin, and Triptorelin. Now, what I've done is for each of these drugs, I have gone to the Pharmaceutical Benefits Scheme website. So there's a page for each drug that the PBS has a subsidy for. And so this is the one for Goserelin. And I've looked at the dose that is similar to the dose that is indicated on the TransHub website. And they have a couple of costs around here. And this cost here is the fee that you would usually expect to pay if you don't get the benefit. So if you have this medicine for a listed purpose, you will pay $41.30, but if you have it for an unlisted purpose, you'll pay $270.26. So just taking that information and what TransHub says about the frequency and the length of time that you'll have to take these drugs, I've just done some simple calculations, and I've come up with dosing yourself with Goserelin to blockade puberty is about $1,000 per year. So just doing a similar calculation for Leuprorelin, again, it's about $1,200 per year. And for Triptorelin, similarly, around the $800 per year. Now, these are indicative costs. You might have to pay more or less at your local pharmacy. Your doctor may prescribe a different dose that is a higher cost or a lower cost, or you may not get as many doses, or you may have may have more or fewer doses than what is indicated on the TransHub website. But this is a good indication of the baseline cost for these medicines. So that's nowhere near $5,000. Now I just have a comparison here, comparison treatment, karate lessons. So this is where your kids learn to inhabit their bodies through sport. They learn community, they learn respect, and they learn to have fun with themselves. $20 per week, 52 weeks of the year, around $1,000. So I would say that's actually a good investment. So back to the puberty blockers. Just want to zoom in on this phrase here. The TransHub website, it doesn't say that the cost of the drugs is $5,000. It says the cost of prescribing the drugs is $5,000. So if the drugs themselves are only around $1,000 per year, then you have to ask, where is that rest of that money going to? And it's going to gender doctors. So doctors and psychologists are charging several $100s per consultation to see underage children and to prescribe them these powerful experimental medicines. And again, this is a little bit disingenuous. So I have looked up the consultation fees for several of these doctors, and some of them, they're around the $200 mark. So, if you have 10 consultations per year, which is a lot, it's very close monitoring, then you might be spending that $4,000. On the One thing they don't note here is that we also have a Medicare rebate. So you do get some of that money back from the government. So you might be out of pocket by $5,000, but you also get something back from those doctor visits too. But it is telling that MyHub are saying it's a $5,000 cost, and 4/5 of that is going towards doctors and consultations. So who are these doctors? Well, they're all listed on the TransHub website, and there are a lot of them. All of these people are willing to see underage children and prescribe them experimental treatments because they like the wrong colours or they like the wrong clothes.